All right, everybody, welcome to the call today. This is Scott Pierce. We're doing database mastery. And I did just put this link into the GoToWebinar chat. If you're watching the YouTube recording, go to youtube.com/listings to leads. You're going to see a playlist, and I'll just show you what it looks like. So you'll land here, and you're going to see a playlist called 1 Minute Lead Gen Tips. And I really recommend checking this out because this is really meant to be where you can go and get ideas for the things that you can do with listings to leads. All right. So we did unlimited cash offers. I'm going to walk through this email today, but 2.2 listing transactions per listing marketed, open house leads. There's a lot of different things here. And I think what you're going to find out is A, how to use your account better to generate more business, but also B, a lot of the different things that you probably didn't even realize that we had with listings to leads. So for example, the 26-page branded expired home marketing plan that we did last week, a 1-minute video. So yeah, be sure to check that out. There's a lot of really great stuff there that I want to make sure that you see. So let's go to listings to leads. If you want to do this with me, you can. Otherwise, you can just follow along. Again, if you're watching the recording, go ahead and pause the video as needed, but go ahead and log into your account. When you do, you're gonna land on the dashboard. And the first thing that we're going to do is I want you to add, we have a section for email blast, and we add a new email blast for buyers and sellers every couple of weeks. And to put that on your dashboard for easy access, there's a customized dashboard in the upper right. You'll see this little icon, customized dashboard. If you click it, you can check the box for recommended email blast. So check it. And then it might be at the bottom. So you might have to scroll down this little page here as you can see how I'm doing. And then you can move the section. So I can move that section. And I put it right under pending and sold listings because I want to make sure my ads are on top. So that's the first widget or section. Then I got my active listings. So my coming soon, just listed, open house, and active. I got my pending and solds, and then my blasts. So I'm going to hit apply. And now if I scroll down below active and pending, you're going to see I got email blasts to engage seller and buyer leads. And so you're going to see here are some different emails. So there's a couple of here. Now we put these out a couple of weeks ago, September 20th and 25th. Well, like 3 weeks ago, I guess at this point. If you have not used these yet, take a look at them. The market has changed a little bit. And so one of these is for sellers, time for sellers. And this one, time to buy, is for buyers. And so the idea is click the headline. Now I've already actually sent that one. So let me do the one above it. So I'll click the headline. It'll put me right in the editor. And so again, these are about 3 weeks old. So if you haven't sent these yet, or even if you're going to send a new one that we drop, always read it because, the market is different in different areas. And so the idea is that we're going to give you this content. If it's good to go as is, great. If you need to edit it just a little bit to be a little bit more appropriate for your area, go ahead and do it. So as you see, I'm clicking in here and I can just change, for example, in this line, it says, for a lot of home buyers, the answer is yes. And regarding, is it now a good time to buy? You might say a lot. In my area, it's a little bit different. I might say for some home buyers, the answer is yes. So you can see how I can edit this. I can change it, make sure it's appropriate for my area. And in this case, we're going to include a link to a PDF guide. And so to see what that's going to look like in the actual email, click send test email. So I added the email widget to my dashboard in listings to leads. I looked at some of the available emails that are good to go. I checked it out. I made a little edit to it. And now you will see, let me go find that email on my other monitor. I'm going to pop it out. I got it there. I'm going to bring it over. And here we go. So here's the email. I just sent this email to myself. And so as you can see, there's the edit I made. For some home buyers, the answer is yes. We got a great little graphic, right? Again, as of September 19th. So, if you haven't seen this yet, that's fine, because we're launching, or we're publishing one for buyers, one for sellers every couple of weeks. And then you can see here's the download for the guide. So people can just click that image and it will literally download the PDF guide for the ultimate guide to buying a home. Because again, this is for your buyer leads in your database. And then you got your home valuation landing page there. And it opened up in my other monitor. But that's what opened up when I just clicked the signature link. What is your home worth? And then let me bring the email back up. And so here's that email that we were looking at again. And then you'll see here in my listings leads email signature, click for my reviews. That is my client review website. And as you can see here, I put a video on my client review website. That's so awesome. So these email blasts that we're giving you, it's all about the content. So the content is going to be great, going to be engaging, going to help you engage leads in your database. We put a little value in there, so even a little bit more. So we got the PDF guide, the ultimate guide to buying a home. And then we got your lead gen signature. So there's a lot of great ways to engage your leads in your database. So the idea is, anytime you send an email to your database, check on your stats a little bit later. And if you see people that have opened up the email, I would definitely call them up. I would not say, I saw that you opened an email. I would just say, hey, call them up and say, hey, Jared, this is Scott at LDL Realty. And just want to let you know, the Feds just cut the rates by 50 basis points for the first time in 4 years, a couple of weeks ago. Mortgage rates have dropped. Maybe they come up a little bit, but they're still lower than they were this time a year ago. And I sent an email, and I just want to make sure you got that. Even if you leave that as a voicemail, you're going to get benefit from it because they're going to hear your voice. If you happen to get a hold of them, even better. That'd be awesome as well. But get these emails out to your database. So again, this one's for the buyer leads. And if I come back here, you're going to see you got the one for the seller leads. You do the same thing. If you haven't used it yet, click on the headline. It'll open up the email editor. You can edit it if needed, and then send yourself a test email and then get it out the door. So let me just show you one more thing here. If your leads are in another CRM, so maybe you've got Lofty, Follow Up Boss, what have you, you can click where it says copy code right there, copy code. Go to your CRM. So log in, and I'm just using LionDesk. I've had a free account forever, and I will send that email through my CRM in about 30 seconds. So check this out. In LionDesk, I'm going to log in. So from the time I log in to the time I have it sent, it can literally be about, let's say, a minute and a half. And let's see. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay. And most of it's going to be just navigating. So in LionDesk, I go contacts. And once you do this once, you can see how easy it is. We've had the most people who are non-tech savvy do this, and they absolutely love it. So again, LionDesk, I'm going to click bulk actions email. So I got 8,230 contacts. And so here's the email. Now, again, if it's the email for the seller leads, I would send it to my seller leads. If it's an email for buyer leads, I would send it to my buyer leads. And if it's for all, then I can send it to all. So now here's the editor, right? Here's where we're going to put all that stuff that we copied from listings to leads. So how do we do that? You just click one button, source, right up here in the top left. And this other box is going to come up. And this is where we just click and paste. Whatever that is, it doesn't matter, because here's my email. There's that graphic for the PDF guide, all branded to you. If you don't even have an account, you could sign up, log in, and get this email sent right away. And just by completing the Get Started Wizard, your photo will be there, your logo will be there, your colors will be there, completely branded to you. There's my signature right there. Absolutely awesome. So get these emails out the door. And then there's one more email that we give you every single month. So usually the day before the first of the month, so the last day, the last day of October, this email here for November will be published. And this is just meant to be a fun email. It's a little bit late to send this out now if you haven't yet, but just so that you know about it and you're ready for it for next month, we're just giving people some of the interesting days of coming up, right? So there's Columbus Day, the Hunter's Moon, Halloween, obviously, right? That's a easy one. But then we got things like National Frappe Day, National Pumpkin Spice Day. So it's just a little fun email to send to people so they can see some of the things coming up for the month. So definitely want to check that out as well. But again, probably a little bit late to send that out for this month, but, and we announce it. So it's in the mastermind group. We send the email out. We'll do a 1 minute short form video that'll be up on YouTube and Instagram. So make sure you're following us on YouTube, especially our shorts. You might want to follow us on Instagram. We also post these videos there as well. And then just pay attention to the mastermind group or emails that we send out so that you don't miss this email. Because again, it's just a fun little email. It's not meant for lead generation per se, but just a little bit for engagement. Okay. So we talked about a couple of emails that are in your email blast widget, ready for you to go. Let's talk about a couple of standard emails that I want to make sure that you send out every week. And these are the emails that really keep those conversations alive with your leads related to homes for sale, homes that are going into contract, so that you're having conversations with buyers and sellers every single week. These are things that you do not want to skip. If I go to the training calendar for the week of the 14th through the 18th, you're going to see we got listings on Monday, a PDF guide for buyers on Tuesday. So every week we rotate between buyer and seller guides. Every Wednesday, we're going to do our pending sold. And then this week, we're talking about FSBOs on Thursday and just a little short form video update for Friday. On the training calendar, if you click any of those items, you'll see there's always a checklist available. There is a video and text guide available, and then you can go and get it done. So I'm going to click on view. And now keep in mind, in Social Media Mastery, we talk about making sure that we are marketing a listing ours or borrowed every single week that is for sale. And we market a listing that is pending or sold every week. We got all the training on it. If you haven't seen the training, I don't know. I don't know what to say. In fact, I'll show you where to get it, but get involved with that because that is the single one thing. If I had to tell you like what is required to do every single week, it is to market a listing for sale and a listing that's pending. And the reason why using listings to leads for the database is so key is a couple of reasons. One, when I go to the e-flyer for your database, right there, halfway down the list, it says e-flyer for your database. This email is designed not only to get buyers, but to get buyers who have a home to sell. So you're going to see here, and I'm going to send this to myself. We're going to take a look at it, but here's the email. I'm scrolling down and you can see it starts off with letting them know, for example, in this case, I'm having an open house. So this could be my listing. It could be a listing I borrowed, and I'm going to hold an open house this weekend. I want to get this, you don't want to get your IDX email, your MLS email, your broker email. Those are all substandard. I was going to say another word, but they are substandard. The reason this email is so much better than pretty much any other email that you got for engaging people is, again, when people click these links or the image, they actually go to the single property website. And for all those people that are posting IDX links and their broker website links, you're missing out because this single property website, even if you don't do anything to it, has so many ways to engage with people. But if you add to it a little bit, it can be a masterpiece. So check this out. I got photos, and then I got my 100-point home marketing plan. So right here, people can click and they can download my 26-page branded marketing plan to get their home sold. They can get their home value automatically. They can download the PDF guides, so buyers and sellers. You got the maps and local. We got Google Street View, all the school information, walk score, print brochures, your client reviews. Here's the lead form that popped up. Mine's optional, so I just closed it. More listings. That's why I always say, try to get listings into your account, even if you borrow them. Because when people, they come off an ad and they click the e-flyer, They land on the single property website, and to give them options to look at other listings is not bad. You're keeping them in, right? You're keeping them in your little area, so you're not losing them. And here's the cool thing. You can add full screen video, 3D tours, client review videos, all of that great stuff. And I'll show that to you a little bit later to your single property website. And then as the e-flyer scrolls down, it says, when this home is sold, it will affect your home's value. And so people click here, and now they got direct access to that landing page. And if they continue to scroll down this email, again, you got your home value estimate here, and then your client review website right there. And we looked at this a little bit earlier. That's my client review website. All my reviews, I got video reviews. Right, here's a video review from a couple of clients I made, and all those other great tools. So as you can see, this email is like no other. So don't think just because you sent an email, right? And if it was your IDX or, your an MLS email, whatever, those are not the same thing. You want to use the one in listings to leads. So let me bring the email back up. So you can either you can do a couple of things here. One, if you turn the switch on, and you could say, send it to all the leads. The default will be send it to all the leads I'm generating for this listing. And let me see. Oh, there we go. So I'm not going to do it, but if I click send yes, that will send this email to every lead I've generated. And then what I recommend to do is set that up in the beginning when you add the listing. And this way, just every time you change the status of the listing, it'll send this e-flyer to all the leads generated for that listing automatically. So you don't have to do anything. And that email will go out to all those leads. Alternatively, I can click copy code. I can go to LionDesk, navigate to where I'm going to send an email out like what we talked about before. And again, just click source, pop in that stuff from listings to leads. And give me a second. I accidentally clicked something and LionDesk just jumped on me. So let me go back. So contacts, I'm just navigating back to send an email to my database. So same thing I did before. So again, bulk actions, email. Just like before, this is the email to all my clients. And again, click source, paste in that stuff from listings to leads. And there we go. So no matter what CRM you're using, you can get this gorgeous, powerful lead engagement email to your leads. So this is for an open house. I'll probably send this to my buyer leads. And then similarly, let me go back into listings to leads. So back on the training calendar where we were earlier, pending and sold. This is the other thing. The pending and sold are the number one way to get the highest quality settled leads at the best cost per lead. So all the things I look at, marketing a pending or sold listing, yours or borrowed, is the best way to generate quality settled leads at the best price. And again, there's a checklist. Here's the guide. And so check this out. I'm going to click on view for the guide. And the first thing you're going to see, if you do not have a pending or sold listing, click here. In the mastermind group, you have to be a client, you have to be a member of the mastermind group, and support is a post and a video about how to borrow a pending or sold listing if you need to. But your lack of marketing a pending or sold listing every single week is really hurting your business because you are not maintaining those conversations across all platforms with homeowners, with you talking about listings going into contract and listings getting sold, right? That is your main job, right? That's how you make money. You should be talking about how you make money so that people who want to do business can help you make more money. If you're not going to talk about it, then you're just going to take longer to get there, right? Pending and sold right here on the dashboard. Here's a pending listing or sold listing or pending listing. I'll use this one. Here's a pending listing. You may not be able to see it on my screen, but it's a pending listing here. And it's got that little symbol showing that it's a borrowed listing. I click market listing. Again, eFlyer for your database. And even though this is not my listing, and in fact, looks like somebody, give me a second here. I'm going to fix this because when we market a pending listing, we don't add photos except for a photo of the front of the house. And so I think somebody else came in here, maybe doing a training and added some photos for some reason. But if it's our pending or sold listing, obviously we're going to use all the photos. It'll be awesome. But when we borrow a listing to market that's pending or sold, we use a photo of like the street view of the area, not the street view of Google, but a street view like you're going to see here. I'll show you this in a second. Let me let this delete. Give this a second here. I apologize. But yeah, when we borrow a listing that's pending or sold to market that's in our farm area, we don't use the street number. And so you'll see in that training I just showed you, instead of saying like 786 Duncan Street, you would say another home on Duncan Street. And then if I come up, let me just click save. And if I come back and we take a look at this eFlyer now, you'll see it's just an image of Duncan Street. So I'm not using the property address. I'm not using the image of the home itself per se. I'm just letting people know another home on Maple Street just sold. Or in this case, yeah, another home on Maple Drive. When this home is sold, it will affect your home value because it's pending. And so they can either click the link or image. So here's the single property website for that borrowed pending listing. And I'm going to give you all this link because I want you to pay attention to my property description. Typically, if you borrow a listing, you're going to market it for that status. But yeah, you would have to update it once it changes status. Just set an alert for yourself for that listing. And that way you'll get an update. You can come in the listings leads, change it. To change the status in listings leads, you just hit the drop down, right? And you can go from active to pending or pending to sold, whatever it is. But yeah, get this email to your database. Now, if I would send out the email for the listing that I'm marketing that's for sale, either coming soon, just listed, active, or open house, I would get that out today to your buyer leads. And if you can, I would get this out today or tomorrow to my seller leads, because I want my seller leads to be hearing from me about listings going into contract or selling in my area. And now here's the deal. Right below that tab for eFlyer for your database, there's another tab called Database Call Script. You got this for the listing that we did a minute ago, right? The listing that's for sale. We're going to do the same thing for the listing that's pending or sold, ours or borrowed. You're going to call two groups of people. You're going to call the top leads. So in this case, I'll call my top seller leads. And I'm going to see if I can't call like five to 10 of my top seller leads. And this script is written with the idea that you sent the eFlyer previously. Because if you did, the script becomes a did you get script. It's awesome. So we send the eFlyer, and then a little bit later, or a few minutes later, look up your top leads and call them. And you got the script right here. So Sherry, I'll just pick on you a little bit. So I call Sherry up, whether I get the voicemail or not. Hey, Sherry, this is Scott Pierce with LDL Realty. And I want you to know that another home on Maple Drive in Folsom is now pending and expected to close soon. I sent you an email with a link to the single property website. It has a photo and some details. I just want to make sure you got that. If you didn't, you can text 25796 to 25678 to get the virtual tour sent to you. With the way the market is, I just want to make sure you knew about this. When the home is sold, so then there's three options here. If that person you're talking to owns a home in the farm area, that is one version. They own a home that's not in the farm area, here's another version. And if they are a buyer lead, here's a third version. So just pick the one that you like, and then I'll continue. When the home is sold, it'll affect the value of the homes in the area, including yours. I expect that we'll get a good price, or I expect it to get a good price, and should positively affect your home's value. Because of this, I'll be preparing an updated home value estimate for your home. Would Sherry@gmail be the best email to send that to? Or Sherry@gmail.com. You get the idea. Everybody clear on how that works? So send the e-flyer, and every time, not every time, most of the time that you send an e-flyer, you should be calling these two groups of people. The top 5 to 10 leads are for that status, buyer, seller as appropriate. But then also a little bit later in the day, take a look at your opens in the email. And then, like I said earlier, right? So let's say Isabel. I sent the e-flyer and 10 people opened up the email. Isabel was one of them. I'm going to call Isabel, right? Ring. Hey, Isabel, this is Scott Pierce at Eldell Realty. Just want to let you know that another home on Maple Drive in Folsom is pending, expected to close soon. I sent an email, right? It's just the same thing. I just want to make sure you got it. I'm not going to say, hey, Isabel, I saw you open my email 3 times. You must be really excited about selling or moving. What is it? Right? That's not the approach you want to take. The idea is, and again, the voicemail or you get her live, is that she saw your email. She heard your voice, maybe left a voicemail. You got her live, by the way, because the more they hear and see from you, the quicker they can get to making a decision about working with you when the time is right for them. We can't force people to buy or sell real estate. What we can do is make sure that we're around, and we're not around if we're not sending out an email and calling. That's not called being around. That's not called visibility. In fact, it's called invisibility. And unless you're an invisible agent, I would recommend that we become a lot more visible. So our database is an awesome place to engage people, and these emails are an awesome way to do that. So we walked through a couple of the email blasts that were related to the mortgage rates going down a couple of 3 weeks ago. So those are great emails to consider if they're still appropriate. That's why we're coming out going every couple of weeks, because the market's always changing, right? There's always something to talk about. And so you're going to be seeing more emails and more content related to current topics than you have in the past from Listings to Leads. So that's awesome. So pay attention to that. We reviewed what is on the training calendar, right? Every day, right? And there's also, here's another email, right? The PDF guide for buyers. So there's a checklist, the guide. And if I go to the guides, again, you're going to see, it's going to take me right down to the section for the PDF guide for buyers, how to buy a home in probate. That was what we just looked at on the training calendar. And again, if I click marketing tools, you're going to see, right, in the same relative area, e-flyer for database. This is actually a really good email, right? I might, if those email blasts that we talked about in the beginning of this call are a little bit dated for you at this point, I would send the 2 emails that I would send to my buyer leads this week would be the email for the listing that I'm marketing, mine or borrowed. And then I'm going to call, like I mentioned earlier, and I would send this one like 2 or 3 days later. So if I send the one for my listing today, I might send this one on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. If I don't have a listing on my account yet to market, maybe I send this one to my buyer leads today. So even if you don't have listings, you can still get a lot of value from Listings to Leads. And I could also pick a seller guide, right? Every single seller PDF guide right up here, my PDF guide for seller leads. Every one of these also has an e-flyer for your database. So that every one of these e-flyer call script. So e-flyer, I'm going to send that out either through Listings to Leads or my own CRM. And we've got 40 for buyers, we got 40 for sellers. You got a lot. So you'll never run out of content with Listings to Leads. And again, here's the call script. We want to send the email, and then we want to call. Everybody good to go in this part of it? Let's see here real quickly. A couple of questions here. But, well, organize what? I mean, every lead I'm sure is tagged as either buyer or seller, right? So that shouldn't really be too complicated, I don't think. All of our webinars are at youtube.com/listings to leads. What if you're doing an open house in a new build community? What about it? Just do the open house. Yeah, there's nothing different. Where can I watch the replay? Got that. Thank you. Any pointers on getting the email organized? Yeah, Jared, I don't know. When you say organized, buyer or seller leads, right? That's all I'm concerned about here. I would probably talk to your CRM support if you need help on that part of it. But yeah, at its most basic, I just need to know if you're a buyer lead or a seller lead. I know in listings to leads, right? All of that is tagged because when a lead comes in, if all your leads are in listings to leads, then you're good to go because all of those are tagged as either buyer leads or seller leads. You don't even have to think of it. But if it's in your own database, then, and I would still think most leads are going to be called either buyer or seller. So anyways, okay. No, like I said, you can send these out through your CRM. So if you got Lofty or Follow Up Boss, you probably got leads from all sorts of places for as long as you've been in the business. But yeah, you got to get your database organized. So hopefully this will be a cue to get your database organized. So again, get with your database support people as needed. Get that database organized because if you're not able to hit it, if you're not able to email it appropriately and call through it appropriately, you're leaking a lot of business. So yeah, make sure, and you know, sometimes if they're not categorized either buyer or seller, just include them with seller leads or buyer leads. And then what will happen is when they respond to an email, so let's say I send this email out. Let's come back to this email. So let's say I send this email out to my unorganized database. That's fine. Just send it out because for all those that are homeowners thinking about selling, they're going to click the things that are related to selling. And for the ones that are thinking about buying, then they're going to click on the buying ones. So they will really self-select which group they belong in by you sending out the emails. So to my unorganized list, maybe I send, again, don't overdo it. Don't send out don't double up on those people and abuse them. I think 2 to 3 emails a week is appropriate. So yeah, I wouldn't even worry about, I would just send it and let them self-select. So hopefully that will make sense to you. But yeah, in listings to leads, I can go send now. And then here's all my buyer leads. Even if I didn't even know I had it, it's there. So even if you've never looked at your lead tab in listings to leads, all my buyer leads, boom, right there. All my seller leads, right there. And I've even got different contact lists, which are super easy to do, right? So I got different lists that I can hit as well. Now we've got 20 minutes. We're good to go. This is awesome. So which email do you want to see first? We have got in this corner to the left, are investors offering you or a loved one pennies on the dollar for your home? I'm actually going to try to get that added to your account as an email blast later today. Hopefully that will be live in your account no matter what. This one here. And then I covered this yesterday. Let me tell you something. This strategy right here, it's related to promoting charities, nonprofits, and community groups in your local area. Nothing to do with listings to leads, nothing to do with generating seller leads or buyer leads, but it's all about hypersonic engagement, influence between you and your audience, right? We're going above the fold. We're going above the fray. We're adding value. We're going to help out these groups. And most of them, there's always a few of these groups that have a pretty fat bank account, right? There's always some that are doing pretty damn well. But most of these groups, they're underfunded, underappreciated, under publicized, and they need help. And this is the time of year when 80 to 90% of all volunteer hours are done. This is the time of year that people start thinking about, how can I give back to my community? And I want you to help I want you to be the conduit. I want you to be the connection between your audience having these thoughts, which they do the time of year again, October, November, December, and January. Those 4 months, I believe, see, I heard this the other day. I was at church and we're talking about volunteering and all that kind of great stuff. And the guy said, and I guess I wasn't surprised, but he said, yeah, he goes, 80% of all volunteer hours occur right between like end of October, November, December, and the beginning part of January. So with that said, who wants to see this email here for the hero, for the charity? Like and here's the thing. It is so repeatable. You can do this every single week. So somebody give me a city where you live. I'm going to do this cold. I always regret doing it like this live without having it set up ahead of time. It's also fun. Hopefully it's fun for you. So McKinney, Texas. Here we go. McKinney, Texas. This is live. So if I crashed and burned, laugh at me. So I'm going to do McKinney, Texas. Now, typically what's going to happen is, this website is called greatnonprofits.org. That always comes up. That they must be some kind of clearinghouse website for all these types of groups. It's actually a good one to click. Now, if you know of one in your area, go for it. Now, I don't know McKinney, Texas at all. I apologize ahead of time. I don't know any of these groups. So I'm just going to click on something that I think looks interesting. Something here called the Samaritan Inn. Now, here's the thing. They all have events, right? Not every single one of them, but most of these people have events, and this is the time of year that they have them. And so what we're going to be doing is promoting the events that they're having absolutely free. The people that run these groups, they're usually very influential, they're very passionate, and they're very appreciative of people that try to be of service to them. You're not volunteering hours at this point. You're not volunteering time. You're not volunteering money. You're just using your platform and the expertise that you have. Even if you don't think you have any at this point, it's going to be better than nothing. You're going to be of service to both the organizations, and you're actually going to be of service to the people they help. So what I do is I just find their website right here. It's always in this box right here where it says claim, and you'll see their website. This is their website. And let's see, this will be the first one that doesn't have an event coming up. So who we are, program, journey, team, give, volunteer, housing. Let's look at volunteer. Really what I'm looking for is any kind of event they're going to be having this month or this in the next few months. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time looking, because normally they'll just have it right down there at the top of their website, I guess, event calendar. So there we go. I found it. So down here, event calendar, teen serve day, family serve. Yeah, these wouldn't be bad. This date is full. Oh, these are even full. Forget it. Let's go back. Let's go back to the greatnonprofits.org website. And let's find LaylaSkids.org, whatever that is. Again, I don't know anything about any of this stuff. So if we find something weird, I'll apologize ahead of time. But again, here, so I'm going to go about McKinney, Texas. What is up with McKinney, Texas? Let's see here. If I scroll down, if not, I'll just go. If I don't find one in the next one, apparently in McKinney, Texas, they don't do events. If there's a group that you like that's in your area, you might even call them up and ask them. Because sometimes, again, these groups are so underfunded, and they're normally very social media not good. Try one more, and then we're just going to leave it, and we'll go to my own. I'll show you my own example, right? The Warrior Connection. Let's try that one. Last one here. See, this is why I don't like to do it live too much, but yet I do. So again, in that claim, there's the website. Goodness gracious. Oh my God. Forget McKinney, Texas. Sorry, Jared. I apologize, man. I just couldn't get it done. Let's see. Oh, great. No, I'm not even going to be able to find it. You know what? I'm just going to bring this up. And so here's one that was in my area. Barktoberfest, the local SPCA had an event, October 5th, which was last week. Yeah, last week. And there's a lot in my area. There's a lot of charities having events. And every week, there's another event in our area for a different charity. So here's a post I did from their website. So when you find a charity that's having an event, they will have it on their website. In fact, let's try one more here. Roseville Charities, Roseville, California, and Roseville Police Activities League. Let's see if they're going to have an event or if I'm just going to be shut down completely today for the first time ever. There we go. See, this is what you normally see. Events is going to be right on the website. And they got 3, Bacon and Brew. Let's see if they've already, or in the past, or they're coming up. That was October 5th. That would have been a fun one to advertise. We got Top Golf Event, TBD, and Shop with a Cop. And that might be, oh, they nominated kids for that. Okay. So I missed the one for October 5th. This is why you'll see in the training. In fact, let me just bring up the training here. So what I want you to do is find 6 or 8 local charities in your area. Check to see when they're having their events, right? And so Jared, you're in McKinney, Texas. I think you're a little bit light there. I promise you, look around, you're going to find some, right? And then I want you to essentially copy and paste that event information as an email, as a social media post, and then we can do a few other things with it as well. I'm going to go back to this event. Now it's already passed, but I don't want to spend all day here not getting anything done. Here's the event. 9th Annual Bacon Brew and Bash, October 5th. All you can eat and drink. All you have to do is copy that. Let me just close a few tabs. Enlisting leads or your CRM, go to follow up. Enlisting leads, create email blast. Subject line. So I'm going to go back to Bacon and Brew, and this will be my subject line. And so what's so beautiful about this is you're not inventing anything. The time you're spending is really just finding it, because once you find the event that's coming up, it's just copy and paste. I'm just going to copy that. I'm going to paste it in my email. And there is a function here called remove format. What I do is I always select everything in my email and then I hit that remove format. Because sometimes when you copy things from another website, you don't even realize, but you're copying other code as well. But it's always easy to just get it so that you're good to go. And then I'm just going to make sure that I got a good font. Because again, you're going to copy the font that they've got, which I don't want. So we got Hello Jared. And I'm going to say the 9th Annual Brew Bash is coming up on. This is a great event that helps out our local community every year. No rocket science here. And because this event, so here we go, become a vendor, become a sponsor. I'm not sitting here to tell you to become a sponsor. That's not what this is about. This is about us sharing this information with our audience. And so I might put Monk's Cellar. Oh, Lost Coast Brewery. That's a good one. So I'm going to add that to my email. Monk's Cellar and Lost Coast Brewery will both be there, along with a lot of other wineries and local farmers, right, with the bacon. This is, again, this is not a 3-hour content creation thing. Oh, there's tickets. So tickets are right there. And then the last thing I would do is put a link. I'm just going to copy that link and I'll just say, go here to get tickets. Tickets here. Now, there's a couple of things that you can do. I could have highlighted the text and linked it, right? The easy way is just to put the URL. And lastly, I'm going to include a picture. So I'm just going to right click. Now, if you want to, call them up, right? Call these people up and say, hey, my name is Scott Pierce. And I saw that you got your bacon and brew. I really would love to promote that to my audience. Could I take the picture from your website and use that in an email? They're going to say yes. And they're going to love you that you call them up and just say, hey, you know what? I saw your event. You don't have to say you're going to go volunteer time. No. Can I just share this with my audience? Can I grab a picture off your website? They're going to say yes. And then I'm just going to click here to upload that image. In worst case, I'll tell you what, I'll tell you, anybody want to see me go to X and create an image from AI that might be appropriate for this? Or you could also use Chat GPT. So let me bring up X. Yeah, you could yeah, exactly. But I just don't want, I'm always concerned about, you don't want to get sued for stealing photos. While I would say that's not going to happen, we're not stealing the photo and we're supporting them. But just to be congruent or safe or whatever, I'm not going to tell you to do that. And at the same time, that is an awesome conversation to have, right? With people that are influential in the area, right? Because I promise you, when these organizations, they love the assistance, they love the promotion, they're going to just absolutely love you. And if you call them up and say, hey, my name is Jared, I'm with eXp Realty. Jared, I apologize. I don't know. I'm not sure who you're with. I'm not. But anyways, and I saw that you're having your bacon and brew event on October 5th. And I would love to post that to my social media and share it to my database. I got 350 people that I know would love to know about your event and help support you, right? They are going to absolutely love you for that. So anyways, I'm going to do, please always be polite to your AI overlords. Please create an image for bacon and brew event on October 5th. Let's just see what comes up. I'm curious. Looks like a Subway commercial. That looks like an ad. And I have something a bit more. If I send that image, they're going to be thinking I'm opening up a new sandwich shop or something. Yeah, that might be cool. Maybe I redo it without that text and just say, don't even put any text in it. Cause if there's no text in the image, that's totally fine. Can I get an image of bacon and a glass of beer on a picnic table up in a grass meadow next to an old growth. Once you get into prompting with AI, you start coming up with a little weird scenarios. Let's see what comes up here. Ooh, I love it. I like it. Anybody want this image? I'll share it with you. So, right, there's that looks so good. That is sweet. In fact, I like that better than this image. So there you go. If you don't want to use now again, I like it, especially if they got a great image where maybe in the image, it has the name of the event with the date. That would be awesome. But alternatively, you could, just like I did, use AI to come up with a beautiful image. It's not free. It's like $9 a month, maybe, for Grok. Chat GPT. Anybody know I've got the account with both Chat GPT and so I'm hungry. I have an account with both Chat and X. And I do like X better for their images. I think they're more photorealistic. I always feel like the Chat GPT images get a little bit cartoony looking, if that makes sense. Yeah. But hey, you know what? If you got the free, even if it's a little cartoony, so what? This is an image. We're adding value. We're helping out our community. Don't freak out about the image not being perfect. And then get that out the door. And now here's a beautiful thing. So let's do this. We'll be done at 10 o'clock. So I'm going to send a test email. So I'm going to check. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop it into social media post and we're going to do a short form video. There's other things that you can do, but if you do these 3 things, oh, look at that. Look how good that looks. Wow. That looks so good. And then people click the link, right? Boom, opened up another monitor, of course, but it opened up to that right there. Absolutely awesome. Now, to create a social media post, it's exceedingly difficult. It should literally take you about 30 seconds. You just copy the email. It's literally that easy. Copy the email, go to your page. Now, if you used or want to use for the social media post the image from the website, just drop in the URL and it will automatically, typically bring it in for you. Boom, there we go. There's the image from their website. When you use social media, it'll just drop in there automatically. Alternatively, if you wanted to use the image that you created, you could just delete it or nothing comes up. Add photos and video. Again, there's the photo we created. And it's a holiday season. Let's get outside of our own heads. Let's see where we can help out other people, especially these groups that are helping out our communities. There's so many of them. There's community groups. There could be a kids theater group. There could be a church group. There could be a Salvation Army. There could be a St. Vincent de Paul parking lot sale coming up. So there's a lot of things. There are so many things that you could do this for that would help groups in your area that are either nonprofit or helping the quote unquote needy in whatever capacity that might be, whether it's a veteran, a homeless, whatever it is. Homeless kids, oh my gosh, even where we live, I was shocked when we found out how many kids are functionally homeless that are literally attending school that you have no idea. I was told there are 300 kids in our school, I can't even believe it, that are functionally homeless. Blew my mind. And so we can help them out, right? Foster kids, that's another big thing for me, right? There are there groups that are working with foster kids, at-risk kids, homeless kids, all that kind. There's so many of them. And I'm sure even in McKinney, Texas, Jared, you're going to find a few, and it's going to make you feel good. You're going to feel good about yourself helping these people. And over time, if you have a second, I will see if I can show this to you. Yeah. Let me bring this over one more minute, because you will get a lot of value from this. Short form video. So again, take the content of the email. You did the post. Just use it as a video script. You could be in your car. You could be having a latte. And this is so awesome because you're not in a professional, you should be. But what I'm trying to say is you don't need to be too uptight about being perfect. This isn't a home that you're selling. This is, I don't want to say it's fun, but it should be, right? It should be light. No matter what you do or how bad you're doing it, you're adding some value to the organization and your heart is in the right place trying to help out people in need. So if you need to lean into this kind of content to get better and feel more comfortable doing it, so that when you get back to doing your listings and the guides and the other videos, scripts that we give you, that you're more comfortable. But I got something even better for you. As you get into this, when I think of something like this, I don't just think of it as a one-off, right? This is something that you can repeat probably a couple times a week, once a week minimum, all year long. Don't be the 80% that quit after the holiday season is over with. I want you to be promoting these kind of groups all year long, because here's where it gets awesome. The people that run these groups are usually very influential. They're passionate. Okay. If you're ever able to interview either the head person or somebody, one of the key people there, about their origin story, why did they get into this? Why are they sitting there working for essentially minimum wage, probably, right? 80 hours a week without a lot of thanks all the time, right? Why are they doing that? That would be awesome content for your local audience to get to know these people. And don't worry or even think about that right now, because you don't even have a relationship with these people. But as you're promoting them, as people get to know you as someone that really helps promote these kind of groups to help their people, getting this kind of content will be a lot more fun and a lot easier. And eventually you could help organize volunteer days from your database and your clients. So imagine you got that unorganized database. Maybe one way to organize it down the road or whenever you feel appropriate, organize a volunteer day, right? We saw that one, I think, from McKinney where it was the teen volunteer day. Now those were full, so don't promote something that's not available. But later on, you could also organize volunteer days. How awesome would that be? Anybody have any questions for me? I am good to go. Sorry to keep everybody a little bit long today. I apologize for that. I will put that image in the mastermind group. In fact, let's do it right now so you can see me do it, because once I hang up here, I got about 1 million things to do. Oh, it's already there. Whoever wants this image, go to the group, right click, save image, and you can have that. Now, hopefully you got a Bacon and Brew event coming up. Anybody that's near me, right? Roseville, California, that's October 5th. So it's already too late. But anyways, thank you everybody for joining us. Oh yeah. You know what? One more thing. Boom. Yeah. I like that. Thank you, Jared. Jared had a great comment, which was, man, what happened to that thing? Let me find it real quickly here. I'm going to do one more image because Jared said, and this is totally true. I don't know why I didn't think of it. Having people just makes it more compelling and relatable. So I'm going to redo that image one more time. And Jared, you are absolutely correct. Thank you. And let's see what comes up. Here's my prompt. But yeah. Then I might do show their faces smiling, because granted, that wasn't great there. There we go. And just edit the image to be appropriate for you and your area. I know you got some flannel spirit right there stuff. We got a lot of bacon. We got some beer. There you go. Yeah. Thank you, Jared. You're right. Something like that. Oh, that is I will say that's a very enticing picture. This picture is, what's that Seinfeld line? That picture is making me hungry. Or yeah, because that pretzel is making me thirsty. So with that, any other last questions before I let you all go? And yeah, maybe outdoor. Exactly. Yeah. And that's the thing. The cool thing about the AI stuff is it's so quick and easy just to tweak it a little bit, right? Make it however you want it. So it can't be perfect because you're not doing it. It's still AI doing it, but you can get beautiful images. So with that, everybody, have an awesome day. Talk to you soon. Get in the mastermind group if you have any questions, and we'll talk to you soon.